Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of City Skylines. In the previous episode we took care of building a castle, as you can see right here. We're not quite done yet in terms of decorations, but I would say it is a solid start. So overall, the Triggered Heights University area is definitely coming along. There are two more things I would like to do in today's episode, and that is expand the Canal district, but also there is another university, namely Neptune, for which I think we should have more buildings by now. Let me check. University campus, do we have all of those buildings? For instance, what is this? This is a university bookstore. Darn it, okay, looks like we actually already did that. What else do we need? Just one more academic work. Maybe we can speed this up and still do it today. We want to do a scientific study, give them another grant of 50k. Another thing I haven't checked in a while is the traffic flow. 79%, okay, that is actually a relief. Everything seems to be still functioning. It is actually also reflected in the amount of money we're still making. The most dangerous area at the moment is the harbor right here. It seems as though we are queuing up the trains quite heavily. Also, I noticed barely anyone is using this additional train station. I mean, there are some using it, but I'm not sure why that is. Are you now exporting, importing? What is happening? Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, just in case that actually really helped. It seems as though some people still appreciate this train station. What would be really nice today as well is to maybe get a little bit closer to the 200k mark. So we are definitely also gonna zone a bunch more stuff. For instance, all of this can now also become commercial area. Right here though, I probably want to leave some space free. I think I want to rearrange a couple of things. However, we can keep going here with high density residential, fill this up. We can have just a couple more shops here and then offices, and that's probably gonna be it in terms of offices and commercial. As for the rest, I would like to get more residential. So here, more residential, even though, you know, some of these buildings are gonna be tiny, but every little bit is gonna help. More residential everywhere. Let me just finish this up. This is gonna result in a couple of issues in the beginning as per usual, but at least we'll be able to get many more people in the joint. Also, we must not forget about this road. We have many possibilities with this. We can utilize the entirety of this space still. This all can belong to the Canal district. I'm gonna continue on this side as well and just wrap this up. Fill everything up we don't have yet. Beautiful. Okay, there's even more to do. This is so great. We might be able to get this above 200k today. I have to admit, some of the bridges are a little bit weird and I have to do fixes every now and then, but what I'm probably gonna end up doing is lower this down, because I don't have any intentions to place down ferries, so the bridges don't need to be quite as high. Let's take this bridge here as an example. I can bring this almost completely down. Gonna bring the other side down here as well, and this means we can take this node and bring it much further up. We can do the same thing with the node on the other side. Let's bring it all the way to here, bring this over there. Okay, not bad. And now if we check the grid, we can see we have much more space to build. That actually really makes sense and definitely is gonna help us, I would say. It's also gonna make things look less weird. I mean, this here seems pretty unrealistic. Okay, oh, okay. Never mind. Gray bridge. Let's try this out. Just bringing this and that down. Probably this over here as well. That means we can bring forth this node a little bit. Now, of course, if we have a lot of traffic, that would result in issues. But since it's a residential area, it really doesn't matter. Et voila, once again, more building space. I'm taking that. Also, the bridge looks much better. Wait, what? We're losing the people right now? Ooh, did you see that? We have 20,900 exports. This is insane. I think that's the highest number I've ever had. It would be even higher, but we have to queue up our man, this is insane. How many trains? And look at that. I totally forgot about that. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, that reminds me, I want to know in terms of parking. Yeah, that's what I thought. We might be able to put some parking down here and they might even be glad about that. So we're gonna do something light and small, and that seems to be absolutely perfect here. However, we'll have to do our move it magic. Also, I want to make sure these are actually nicely arranged. There we go. Now they also have some parking spots right here. Anyone else who needs parking? Hold on. What is this building? There's just one building that requires parking. Calm down off your high horse, I would say. Now the question is, do we really need much more commercial? I kind of don't believe it. I think it is just a matter of development. So sometimes these demands are a little bit confusing because they all lag behind. What I think we're gonna do though is we're gonna set up some more jobs, highly educated jobs, since our population is still crazily educated at the moment. 75% went through university. And well, then we're just gonna keep going with residential. I don't want to do the commercial now until I'm really sure we need it. So all of this is gonna be more people, more people. Thank you. Let's also set up a park here. Let me actually find a nice park structure. We're gonna go with a large playground. Yeah. Gonna have that park right here. And thinking about parks, maybe we want to set up a custom park in this area as well. I mean, technically we could do something here that might even be enough space. And maybe this place or this place is much more suiting for a park. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for that. But also, let's now fix this bridge so I can start building a couple more buildings here as well. And I think it's probably best to actually pause the game in this instance. I'm gonna go down here. You wanna go down? Yeah. A little bit agonizing to do this for every bridge, but it's definitely gonna be worth it. I want a little more building space and on the other side as well. Thank you. Now every now and then we're gonna have troubles to relay the power into certain areas, and you also gave me a nice tip. We could either go, no, actually not the firewatch towers, but we could go with an earthquake sensor. So if I place one of these right here, theoretically we can relay the power. Okay, that didn't help quite in the way I wanted it to. But there we go. Just use the move it tool to figure out where it actually needs to go. We just have to keep in mind that there is an upkeep of 43 per week, so it's definitely more expensive than setting down a power line, but it is also more beautiful. I'm gonna do the same thing right here. I'm gonna get rid of the power line, and I just wanna make sure we can combine this with the other side somehow. Oh, intriguing. I could even set this up in the canal using the move it tool, but there we go. Now we found a way to connect it. So I'm not gonna need this or that anymore. Actually, we don't need this either. Nice. Always glad when I can get rid of the power lines. Okay, let's let the city develop a little bit. I want to know, can we get this at least to 180,000? That would be great. By the way, what is our unemployment rate at the moment? 4%. Okay, this is this number here. I wasn't sure. Out of 92,000 jobs, we have 79,000 occupied. I'm definitely getting more births now, but it looks as though we have a quite high percentage of seniors at the moment. So a lot of people might die in the very near future. By the way, something that has been noted is that I don't have enough police. However, that is simply not the case. Everything is covered. I'm not sure why this doesn't show a green icon. I mean, sure, it could be because we don't have all of these roads covered. That could be, and then some of the buildings are red, but usually, you know, within a reasonable amount of time, some police is coming along. But maybe, just maybe, we can also set up another police building here and kind of fix this problem. Here, that seems to be a reasonable spot, and now I want to see that coverage again. So now at least the forestry industry does well as well. We could also use another police building here and therefore probably also a fire department. Yeah, let's have that right next to it as well. Okay, now the police icon is actually yellow, so that definitely helped now. Okay, I have to admit, I'm not a fan of setting up more police than necessary. However, in terms of... Oh no, my silos are on fire. Yeah, okay. It's not restricted to the silos only. Good times. At least my fire helicopters are always there for me. Oh, check this out. Just by the way, we have our first, well, the first prison wagon that I can actually see, the police van. So they are now collecting criminals, hopefully. And we are now rapidly growing with 350 people per week. So that's gonna be 180k in no time. I have to observe my money, however. Getting more people in the joint also always means more problems. As I was waiting, I revised my public transport system and I'm actually pretty happy with it. I don't think there is much we have to change, despite the fact some people think otherwise. We definitely have to change how the helicopters work, because people really love to take the helicopters. But other than that, I think we're pretty fine. If we check the traffic routes, for instance, there are still a lot of private vehicles from the looks of it. But there are also a lot of pedestrians. One thing we could, for instance, do is relieve these pedestrians that actually go all the way up here by giving... No, actually they could use the tram, couldn't they? No, actually they can't. I don't have a tram line going this way. So what we could do is set up another bus in order to achieve that. They should have a pedestrian crossing here. So what we can do is create a new line. Let's do it right here. And this line is going all the way to the tram station here. Then I want to turn around. Now, yeah, I mean, we could set up another station here. Or station, I should say, just a bus stop, you know? Bus stop here. And then we are going to try to get back. So this is going to be a very easy line just to help the people that use this train station. And now maybe to make the turnaround a little bit easier, we could set up another crossing here if I manage to do that. Don't really want to combine it with the train tracks though. Can I move you out of the way temporarily and then set up a road as I intended? Yes, and then we are going back into move it and undo. Now these things are overlapping, however, I should be able to turn around now. Yes. Okay, beautiful. That was all I wanted to see. We can unpause the game again and kind of check out that new bus line. That would be Twin Peaks to Canal District. Hold the phone. What did we call the canal? I forgot it. Oh my gosh. How is this even possible? Well, wait. Bernice, of course. So Twin Peaks to Bernice at the moment, 6 vehicles. Should be fine. Do we already have takers here at the station? Yeah, they are already waiting for it. Great. That means we can cut down on the amount people are willing to walk, but you can see they are walking quite far. That is really not our biggest concern. How are we doing here? I think everything that I zoned is being built. No, not quite everything. Let's also check out the upgrades. Yeah, still underdeveloped. I didn't expect anything else. Actually, this place here is perfect for another park. I haven't placed down a botanical garden in some time, so I think that is something that could fit right here, but also on the other side. I wonder if I can make these guys happy by placing a park on the other side. So we're gonna go with a little playground in order to test that, and come on, come on. Yes, that's what I was hoping for. Want to make sure all of these guys are really happy. Jeez, the days really take a long time. I think I have to make it stop raining. It's just too much of a toll on the frame rate. What's the frame rate doing, by the way? 15? Okay. Might have to do some more tweaking later on. This is unbearable in my opinion. I know some of you have it much worse. I've heard of people playing this game at 5 FPS or something crazy. My condolences for you guys. Come on, how is this possible? We're still below 180k. This is just insane. And why do you still have shopping demands? Maybe let's pick a random building and kind of see what they're covered with. They could do better with the public transport here, of course, but that's all new area. I haven't even taken care of it yet. They would also be happy about some more death care, for instance, and health care. So maybe let's take care of that. Medical clinic we're gonna place here. And then we're also gonna have a crematorium right there. What about elder care and child care? I think I'm gonna go with a child care center or elder care. Yeah, we might be able to fit that here just about. No, the bridge is in the way. I can get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Elder care, the perfect spot. What does this cost me even? 600 a week? Come on, you cannot be serious. Also gonna add childcare here without even destroying anyone. This is crazy. Okay, so now we took care of that. University, well, they do have to travel a little bit to get into university, that's for sure. The crime rate is really low, and that's what I don't understand. Why isn't that like a green circle now? Because the crime rate is really low. Fire hazard, health, okay, but it is already much better in this area now. That means they are going to upgrade much quicker and bless us with even more people. This is only gonna get worse over time. The train problem isn't solving itself. So I think what we'll have to do in the future is set up a secondary port for the cargo, as sad as it sounds. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Lots of people are moving in. We still have plenty of jobs. So I see good times ahead of us now. Having a quick look at my traffic in the overall industry areas, and I have to say it's still the same problems we're struggling with, and they are not accumulating, even though, you know, we have this is always the same length. I don't know how they managed to do that. Yeah, the problem is the people coming out of the station. When they decide to turn to the left, everything comes to a grinding halt. That is indeed intriguing, but looking at the traffic flow, is this even necessary? Couldn't we just make this a one-way road? I mean, it's certainly one possibility, but as I mentioned, it's always kind of the same traffic jam. The same thing with the clover industry here. This doesn't really accumulate more than it already has. Of course, half of the industry burning down doesn't really help, I have to admit. I don't mean to say that means we don't have to fix it, I just mean to say we can leave it be while we do other stuff because it is not game breaking. And checking the traffic at the moment, it's slightly worse, so maybe there were even better times around 80%. My asteroid belt park is coming along, just need, we need 10,000 points actually to make it to level 5, but then we must remember to put up the tickets. We want to earn as much money from that as possible. Actually, now that a little bit of time has passed, I wonder, yes, cool, we have 136 prisoners already ready to torture. Also, we can see the ground has turned into green, which means we don't have a flora that looks like crap anymore. Another thing I wondered is, do we have a lighthouse? There is an abandoned lighthouse we can place and a Christmas tree. So not really what I was hoping for, but I guess we can do the abandoned lighthouse that perfectly fits here, for instance. So that was another one of your suggestions I found really good. I'm gonna have it here and put it slightly back. Let's see, is this good? I think we can put it down a bit more. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be fine. Now we also have a lighthouse in the joint. Thanks for all those suggestions always. Oh, come on, we're so close. Just give me a little more weekly change. I need 180k, otherwise I'm not happy today. Oh no, did we lose another match? Aquatic guys, they lost a match, I think, just right now. What a bunch of bastards, just keep swimming. It can't be that hard. Okay, my trains are coming to a grinding halt. Now, let me actually pause the game here and we are just gonna go through a couple of these trains and check if they are filled up to the max. For instance, this guy 7%, you can go. You 13%, you can go. I'm gonna delete all the trains below 20% to temporarily fix that problem, but usually it doesn't accumulate anymore for quite a while. 20%, you can go, you seem to be fine. What about you? 40%, you're okay. 13%, what are you doing here? Get out. 20%, you can go. 13, you can go. 7? Guys, why would you do that? 7% loaded, that just doesn't make any sense. 13%, you can go, you can go. I mean, this is gonna cost me money, but at the same time, it's probably gonna give me more money because we can deliver the other trains faster. There we go. Okay, that should have helped a little bit. Deleted about 10 trains or so. But yeah, that is definitely an issue we'll have to address in the future. And it's not gonna get better as soon as we start expanding into this direction as well. I wonder how the frame rate is gonna keep up. I feel like we have almost reached the bottom. I can't imagine it getting any worse, even though we are placing more stuff. But I could be totally wrong. By the way, we're back to 28 million in the bank. Not too shabby, I would say. Also, the demand, as you can see, is normalizing, even though for the longest time now we didn't have any residential demand. It came back, and I think we're also doing better with the upgrades. Yeah, checking this out. It definitely won't need much for these guys to keep upgrading. Yeah, we're playing the waiting game here. Educate more citizens, that's something I cannot speed up. They just have to get educated. Now, I just remembered, before I forget, there is another policy I might want to set. A citywide policy, and that has something to do with mail. Let me see. Services, maybe? I think it's called free Wi-Fi. Yeah, let me check that. Free wireless access points for the citizens and tourists. It's gonna reduce mail accumulation by 15%. I mean, we can definitely need that. And it's 2 cents per building. Let me think. How many freaking buildings do we? 2 cents. That's a lot if we think about all the buildings that I have. Okay, I feel like maybe it's gonna be beneficial. Let me actually set this up, and then I want to check mail in my services as well. So yeah, we do have problems with our mail. Also, I noticed I set up taxi depots instead of taxi stand the previous episode, or one of the previous episodes. So that might be something we want to fix as well. We want to set up a couple of taxi stands wherever we have the space for it. I mean, the taxi stands are extremely small and it doesn't really matter. We can basically just set them up wherever. Now, hold on. Is this a post office? Okay, we actually do have already 2 post offices in the Bernice district. So I'm not sure what they want from me. Anyways, let's keep on building with the roads. I now want to go into this direction. We want to do this dynamically. So we're going to do something like that, end up in a dead end, and then we're gonna connect here again, and we're gonna do a little branch into this direction. Set up something nice here. This could actually even connect to our bridge, then go over here as well. Okay, that seems to be fine. Now I want to fix this bridge right away. Not think too much about it. Expand this slightly. Okay, expand this slightly. Beautiful. Yeah, there we go. That's all I needed to expand. We are gonna set up a dog park right here. Do we have public transport in this area? I don't think so. I'm in the wrong spot. We should have public transport if I check the correct public transport. Okay, so we have a station here and we have a station there. Yeah, I guess that seems to be enough for the time being. Let me also check. Yeah, no water, of course. Why should they be blessed with water? Seriously. Anyways, my point was to zone even more residential. We are now definitely above the 180k mark, and I don't think we'll ever drop below that again. I think what I want to do is bless these guys with a couple more shops. So we're gonna do that, have a little buffer of offices for even more jobs. Same thing here, offices, but the rest can be residential. Still, we want to have some kind of a balance, you know. Looks like we don't need this anymore, gladly removing it. Gonna also fill up the rest here, residential. Choosy people. And by choosy people, I mean they give me more taxes. Alrighty, I left the game running for quite a while and I think we are now stagnating in terms of growth. So unfortunately we won't make it quite to 200k, but we have a pretty good situation going on for ourselves at the moment. The public transport is running well, everything is running well. I don't find the building without water, but what you gonna do? So I think we are at a pretty good wrapping up point. We expanded this district. We still have the potential to fill up all of this place. And I think I'm going to do that in a future episode, just expanding the canals a little bit and keep going with the style of this district. But other than that, I would say I'm just gonna have to let it run for a little longer because we still haven't upgraded everything, and some of these guys, they might need, you know, more services, and most of them are just really education. The game is running really slow, but you can see we are already in the year 2212. Cool. With that out of the way, thank you so much. Oh, I found the building. Okay. What a coincidence. It's just the freaking taxi stand. It doesn't even make sense where it is at the moment, but there we go. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.